Okay. Welcome to Midjourney Studio, formerly called Promptcraft Live. We changed the name in 2026 just to help orient people a little bit more about what sorts of things might happen. Um, because in a studio, if you're used to the academic term, it means a little bit of show and tell and people reacting and responding. And if you are in production, studio means you make stuff and so on. So we're hoping that Midjourney Studio is paints a nice picture for folks who are new to the event. Um, One of the things we do in Midjourney Studio occasionally is look at some recent developments in diffusion innovation from the research perspective, because sometimes that allows us to speculate about Midjourney's black box. And while because I have a role that's so connected to the public, I don't have any information different than you, um, by and large. I I do enjoy looking at what's happening next in the field and trying to connect the dots to what might be happening next with Midjourney. So that's one of the things we'll do today. Uh, uh, by popular demand, we might do some speculation about what might be happening with V8. Not the company stuff, like what date will it be released, nothing like that, but more like if we can make assumptions about uh the improvement of V8 over V7, what kinds of changes from V7 can we anticipate, uh just based on the increase of attention that these newer models tend to have. A third thing that we do in Midjourney Studio is solve problems. If you have a prompting problem or puzzle or project that you've been working on, and you'd like a little bit of collaboration, we are all here for that. And we sometimes do demonstrations, tutorials, Q&A, and so on. So if there's something that you've been trying to do or would like to see it being accomplished in Midjourney, um, one or more of us will be happy to step up and do that demonstration or give it a try. This is sort of the advanced user group for the Midjourney community. So we often don't stop to explain things, but we love to stop to explain things. We just tend not to, because we all tend to know what's going on. But if we are saying things that don't make any sense, just make some noise and we will stop and go back over some stuff and do some explaining. So with all that preamble, welcome to Midjourney Studio. If you would like to use your microphone during this event, just be aware that you've joined an event channel, which means you start out muted. That doesn't mean that you have to stay muted. So if you would like to use your microphone during this event, just let us know and we will unmute you. I have unmuted Ari and Collect. I've unmuted Johnny and Reason and Westendorf and Zero. If you
Are
are,
you
Mhm.
are you Lucy Ricardo?
Uh,
Because you got some splaining to do.
Oh yeah, I got some splaining to do. I was frozen. I was like, which reference is this? Um, yes, exactly. So, what else did I want to say? Um, I think that's all the preamble. If you are watching this as a recording later on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch or whatever, or you're there live instead of here on the official Discord server, uh, you can always use the comments. The comments should be repeated here on our screen, so we should be able to see you no matter where you're talking from. And also, if you are watching as a recording and you add a comment, somebody will circle back and reply to you just as soon as we can. So stay connected. Start talking. We love that. There's a couple more people joining that I will unmute. We have Woolly Fern and Wonderful World of Stuff. Hello, hello, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We have Marco, we have Ling and Flory and Photo Soldier. Good to see you.
Question. Sorry.
Absolutely.
If we can do questions.
Yes.
Did anyone or did everyone see the new what's it called? Personalization for V7 that's not image ranking yesterday? Have we tried it?
I have not checked it out yet.
I have tried.
Yeah, me either.
I've been playing with it all day.
I played with it for a little bit. There were one or two of us that played with it. And I heard from one person, they said, I really like it, but I feel like it doesn't hold up very well with long prompts. And I just kind of thought that might kind of be the thing this group is interested in.
It seems to be doing fine with long prompts. I find it's like for me, it's more like a mood. It's like a mood board and a stylize all in one. If I go through and just pick out vector type, sort of logo type images or something, and because I start picking that type, it starts to give me more of those and more and more. And what I'm finding is that I can do. It's almost like I've just made myself a little logo profile almost, and then I've looked for t-shirt vector designs, and I've gone through looking for certain things, and it doesn't matter about the size. The prompt is irrelevant to it. It seems it sticks to the mood style that I've chosen. You know, without me saying vector graphics or without saying this, it's doing it. You know, but I can push it to be painterly all of a sudden. You know, as long as the stylize isn't too high, it'll interrupt it and be quite creative. Yeah. What are you finding the problem is with long prompts?
Well, you know what? I didn't actually test that part myself. I found I didn't totally like mine. I kept getting very big-eyed, chibi anime type of animation, which the animation is fine, but I guess maybe I selected like it looks like ball jointed dolls, and I'm like, all right, no, thank you. So I have to redo mine.
You guys gonna have to hook me into what you're talking about, because
personalization.
Yeah.
Personalization creator, the new one.
Just if you have refreshed recently, go to personalize and then just say make a new profile.
Yeah.
As long as you're on like 7, like not Niji.
Yeah. And now you get to
turn on your personalization.
No, you don't have to do that. You don't have to, but yeah.
Well, I mean,
click on the new one now.
Have it on to use it.
And now, yeah. And now, I'll click the 4, for example. Where it says 4, get a row of 4 because you get more images that way. It's easier to see more, especially with a small screen. Oh, it's not showing you 4. Okay, maybe your screen needs to be bigger. You need to stretch it a little bit more. There you go. Yeah, then you basically start choosing the ones you want. What I've found is that choosing them randomly, not choosing them just like, oh, I like that one, I like that one, I like that one. You get a really kind of obscure profile. But I found I can go to like the sticker one, for example, and stick that like if that's what you want, yeah, click on that if that's what you like. What I've been finding is I scroll down. Once you scroll down past about 100 or so, I'm finding that you start to see more of those, and you can just start.
Well, yeah. So it will auto update depending on what selections you're making, right?
Yeah.
It will.
Yeah.
It will, based on those selections, will show you more of the same.
Yeah. You could quite oddly, you can click on one, scroll down forever, and it will say, right, you've done enough now. It's like, that's so weird. You see, but it's up to you to choose what you want to do, whether you want to go for stickery types. You can untick it, of course, and just go for everything with a borderline, like, say, a stroke or something. I find it's best to stick to the same sort of art style. That's where I'm getting better results. Yeah. If I just go through and go, I like that, I like that, I like this, it's a bit crazy because I like a lot of things. And
yeah, it won't know like how to like if you keep selecting a broad range because it's what it does is auto updates based on your selections, right? So it's
it's intuitive to your selections. Yeah. So if you just start, for example, if you started clicking everything with
style creator.
It's almost that, yes. It's a style creator, but with a mood, but it sticks to that mood and style and everything that you pick. If you
No, I mean it's literally the style creator UI repurposed.
yes, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it acts a bit different, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot more intuitive than that though, because it starts to it basically what it's doing is, in my opinion, is when you look at a picture you like and you pick the you go to the magnifying glass, it shows you lots of pictures in that style, and it's almost like a seed, isn't it? Almost of that
Right.
style as well. Well, if you pick that, you start picking the sticker ones with the outlines on or something, or that example, and as it starts to for now it'll just be whatever you like, and then it'll start to generate new ones, and as it generates new ones, it's doing it off what you've already picked. So it's basically going, oh, here's all the ones that you picked. So here's like a magnifying glass. Here's half of them are going to be what you've already picked, similar styles, and the other ones are going to be random ones. So you get to diversify.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite intriguing. The more you pick the same, the more they all start becoming the same. Though it's like, okay, this is cool. I've literally made profiles now. They're like mood boards. I've got female fantasy characters. I've got skull vectors, t-shirt designs, photo shoot models, dogs, and just a dogs one I found because I just started doing loads of dog stuff. It does. The subject matter is important. There's an archetype to them somehow.
Well, I'm waiting to see what it gives me if I pick I'm picking just a couple, 2, 3 variations on a theme.
I think it is actually generating them, but it's just generating them ahead of, you're not seeing them generate at the bottom. I think when you get to when I was scrolling through, I was actually having to wait for them to generate because I'd caught up with them all. Whereas I think you're going nice and steady. So it's generating them underneath you, but you're just not seeing them happen.
Right.
Oh, there you go. There, you're seeing it now. There you go. See how you saw it that time.
Yep.
But it is happening all the time. I did one where it was just close-ups, really high close-ups. But before I knew it, everyone that was coming up was a close-up because it just went, oh, that's all you're picking, so I'm just going to give you tons of them. It's almost like, because I've picked like loads of like t-shirt type design things, obviously that was my jam, right? All of a sudden I'm not having to say I want it like t-shirt designs, vector, flat. It's doing it because my profile is all those images, and so it just yeah.
Yeah, well, I noticed, like, I had a weird thing because when I was doing one of them, I was selecting strictly like illustration, but when I prompted for a woman, which I expected to be just a illustrated woman, it gave me a photograph. So
Right. I'm purposely picking just photos, and I'm picking like I went and
well,
found loads of fantasy type
yeah,
sort of artwork.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's going against what I'm selecting, what I
Oh
selected
yeah,
for my personalization.
and like always, if you stylize this really high, it will push away from your prompt, like it has done in the past. So the stylize is 1,000, and it's going to be right on your profile, and avoid the photograph, even though you asked for it for a
Mine's at
photograph.
100. I would at 100.
Right, 100. Well, 100, yeah, 100 will usually listen to the prompt right up. I found 400. The stylize, it's still listening to the prompt. After that, it starts to just go, yeah. I'm just the archetype and the style and the mood of your profile it dominates and starts to ignore the yellow house and the blue car and the green hill. All of a sudden, it becomes like a mountain and a cabin, not a house type thing. It starts to change. Alternate things. Yeah.
The challenge that I find with the style creator and with the style creator style personalized is I feel chased into something.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And I feel like when I'm just comparing two pictures, I don't. It's more invisible to me what I'm selecting for.
That's right, yeah.
And so I am pleasantly surprised by the sort of magic effect of the profile
Yeah.
I've created, because I didn't know that that's what I was doing. But when I
Yeah.
do the style creator, it's which is this,
Yes.
then I'm essentially feeling like I'm being listened to so closely that I'm creating, I'm
Yeah.
being herded
Yes.
by,
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
and I mean, I like that. While I hope that they let us keep both kinds, I think I became enamored with the invisible magic of creating a profile the other way. But I was constantly frustrated, especially when it was first released, that I couldn't create a profile that was for something. So they've
Hmm.
solved that problem by giving us the style creator method. Now we can say, I am going to make a profile for ink drawings. I'm going to make a profile for
That's,
vintage
yeah.
photography,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
What I'm finding though,
But
yeah, what I'm
what
finding.
I wanted to
Go ahead.
ask you, Wendy, if you don't mind, is how do you see creating an SREF at the style creator, creating a profile with the style creator's personalization, and creating a mood board to be operationally or functionally different enough to warrant all three?
No, I wouldn't. I don't need to use any. I don't need to do mood board or SREF at all. Doing it this way, I'm sort of creating a. With doing grabbing that style and that mood, it sticks to it. I don't need to be. I've not tried. I've not tried cross referencing them. I've not needed to. But what? But I don't know what I'm actually looking for till I start. You know, it's like I go in and go, oh, I'm going to do sketch drawings now, and I've scrolled down and gone, oh, I like. Okay, I'm going to stick. Okay, I'm going to go for cinematography then, because I've just seen some nice cinematography ones. So I'll click on them, and sketch drawings have gone faded from my mind, because I'm getting, like I said, led. I'm getting led to do a style or profile that's
Right.
coming at me. So yeah. I did run a few SRFs, and the style that my P code is overriding it, in general. But
I mean, it's interesting that you can blend all of them, because they're different channels, right? So you can blend a profile, you can blend a mood with a mood board, with a SREF, with a
yeah,
right. So I mean, that's interesting.
I found it was just ruining my P code. I just created
Oh
this
yeah,
lovely P code and mood. It's like I've created an SRF mood board. It's all because I'm seeing archetypes happening as well. You see,
of course.
within it as well. So I'm getting the archetypes. So I'm sort of going, oh, I'm getting everything I need. What I'm finding is the XP is the kicker, where it's like, oh yeah, now we're getting a bit of pizzazz. You know,
Mm.
bit of lighting, a bit of edge, bit of glitter.
Does this interface, is it also working with G7 profiles?
No.
Not yet.
No.
No.
And didn't they say that it was going to be compatible with like all the models that do personalization?
That's right. Yeah, they did say that.
So
Yeah,
it
I guess
will,
they
I
haven't
guess,
updated
eventually.
EG
Okay.
yet.
Okay.
So I'm
Cool.
guessing we can use the profile and just use it in the others.
IP.
Hmm.
Okay, so let me just take a moment so that we don't miss the folks who are communicating in text. Collect says
Yeah.
the crucial difference here is that the ones you don't select have a far bigger influence than the pairs you skipped in the old system. True story. Legal Beagle makes that point as well. Legal Beagle says the only thing I think this does well is that it updates selections based on what you have selected. The old pair ranking is still better in my opinion, but if the pair ranking could also update future selections in the same way, I think it would be better. Then I'd feel chased again. But I mean, I see your point. It feels weird to some people to just be choosing between random images, but I ended up liking that. I pushed back against it originally. I ended up liking the fact that I can't tell what it is I'm asking for. That fascinated me. Willie says, do you like the old pair ranking better, Legal Beagle, because it was focused on one pair at a time? Legal Beagle says, I think that's part of it. Too many options. Maybe it's easier to say this is better than that. I feel like it captures more of what I actually like better than just selecting I like these.
Yeah.
Collect says I
yeah.
flew up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm scrolling past a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You know. So
Collect says I feel like this method defeats the purpose of what a profile was supposed to be in theory. Tell me, you guys. I know that this was said a few minutes ago, but what? Just type in chat. What do you believe the purpose of the profile was supposed to be in theory? Just type that in chat because I want to see whether we all agree on what a profile was supposed to be. Avi points out that even though I made the point that it was harder to create profiles for something in pair ranking, she still managed it, so that's good. Willie says, with the new personalization process, if you exit out of the grid, then go back in to select more images, it resets to a more diverse set of images at the start. It will not continue from the point you were at previously. This should sort of help with the pigeonhole effect, but I'm still testing it. Edit to add. This was discussed at office hours yesterday. Okay. Nocturne Cat. Mood boards are different because you can upload images. I could do without pair rankings now forever. Yeah. Legal Beagle adds, well, this is the part that boggles me. This feels like the antithesis of what profiles were being used for in the first place. This is why I want you guys to tell me what you think profiles were supposed to be for. Stu wants to know if something new has gone live. There is a style creators method of creating profiles now. So if you're a fan of creating personalization profiles, you can now use the selection method that you use to create srefs, but it'll generate a P code instead of an sref code. Ari is floating helplessly as if in deep waters. Ari, did I just help you just now by letting you know if you go to personalize and create a new profile, it will use the style creator selection method to build a new profile instead of the old pair ranking style. We're experimenting with that. Okay, so Collect says for personalization, if person A and B both prompt bird, the profile should decide if they see a crow or an owl in a nutshell. Okay, now for me, that's what mood boards do. Personalizations would still show you whatever the archetype for bird is, but will show it like a vintage photography, or, or a watercolor. And style reference is more in that view too. But mood boards will definitely change whether it's a crow or a penguin or a flamingo. But that's not what the pitch was. I see. You're saying what the pitch so it was pitched like mood boards, but then we have mood boards to do that. And then it was pitched like a permanent sref, but we have srefs for that. For personalization, says Legal Beagle, for the company, it was a back-end tuning of future styles, a la ongoing ranking parties. That's what okay. You guys all have a different perspective than I do on this. That's fascinating. Does anyone else remember what a --P profile, personalization profile, was supposed to be when it was pitched? Anyone around back then?
It's meant to be a personal aesthetic for yourself.
A personal aesthetic for yourself.
Because it's the S, yeah. Basically the bias.
Style or world?
Well,
Style.
Style. Yeah, style. Because basically it was replacing the bias. Midjourney bias, that's like it basically became inert because the S, the --S became the P code was directed by that, not Midjourney's S. So it was your aesthetic, your bias. That's what I thought it was sold to me as originally. And I thought, oh, cool. And then I thought, oh my God, smart. But yeah.
So what's the difference between that, in your opinion, and the purpose, not what it does, but the purpose of an sref code, the purpose of a mood board, and the purpose of the profile, are all of those just ways to choose a style?
Felt that way to me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, SREF is exactly that to me, but mood boards I don't get on with too much. That's just me personally. I don't. Yeah,
Understood.
I'm better off using an image and an image weight to create a mood than I am trying to control a mood board full of images, which has got archetypes and all sorts involved and all sorts. I don't want that rubbish. I want my mood. For me, mood is lighting. It's atmosphere. It's a bit, so that's what mood means to me when I'm as an artist.
So when I teach this in our prompting for beginners, I make the distinction very clear to help keep everything separate. Mood boards should probably be called world boards, because what you put in a mood board changes content. For example, if you make a tropical mood board and you just use the word bird, you'll get flamingos, right? Like, it'll choose archetypes from the world that you've created with your mood board. That's what the mood board is for. It changes the world, if you will, of archetypes and such that your prompt will pull from. As opposed to a profile, which in theory is still going to pull from default archetypes and won't change the world, but it'll change what's called the style, which is the visual layer, not a filter exactly. It's far more complicated than the filter, because it's from the ground up. But if you type a bird, it's likely to be a robin, because that's the archetypal bird in the training set. But it'll change the aesthetic of that presentation of bird. SREF was supposed to be even more strictly style. So I don't. And they also are weighted differently and blend differently. So while an SREF and a profile and might seem very similar functionally, in that they don't necessarily change the world the prompt is pulling from, but they both change the visual aesthetic. The way they blend with other style tools and with Stylize itself and so on changes the way the types of influence they have. And so they end up feeling like something quite different half the time. But I feel like as advanced users, we might start getting familiar, sort of, we might not be able to articulate it, but we might be able to say, yeah, there's a difference. But I'm not sure, and the reason why I asked the question is I'm not sure if a brand new user would immediately go like, oh, cool, an SREF is an entirely different thing than a profile. No, bird is an archetype. A style is like a watercolor or oil painting or photograph.
Yeah.
Profile, you're saying profile style is an archetype interpretation. I would absolutely swap mood board and profile in your definition collect.
Yeah.
Precisely
Different
swap
animal.
those two. Yeah. Oh, how they work. Yes, how they were pitched. No, I see. Yeah, so I'll put this in as how they work then, just to keep us clear. How they work is like that. There we go. Just swapped them. Legal Beagle says, I don't care how the bot actually uses these things for the purposes of this post. Mood boards, personalization, and style creator are super different conceptually. profile includes both SREF and mood board aesthetics, but is a global worldview perspective impacting archetypes, tropes, lines, colors, tones, etc. A mood board can influence archetypes if there are a preference of that archetype was intended to be a place to vibe. Right, but the exactly reverse of that is how it ended up.
Yeah.
Weirdly.
Because SREFs are a world in their own, aren't they? You know, an SREF, a rose can be a lamb.
An SREF
you
is
know,
closer to a mood board
than a P code.
than a P code. And then but you know, sometimes I think an SREF numerical code and using an SREF image reference have two different effects.
This feels like
You guys are
this feels like a
overthinking
toy. Well, that's what we're here to do, dude. We
This is the overthinking. This is the overthinking event.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, but Reason, that's an excellent point. If you were going to just keep it simple, like don't overthink it, this is what it's for, what would you say?
I wouldn't. I don't know. I haven't given that much thought to how it works. I don't generally try to get like lost in the minutia of how it works. As long as I don't know. But
yeah, no, that's fair.
I think I just like to experiment and explore and not try to think too much about
That's true.
what's going on.
I think that's very valid, actually. I think that a lot of times I'll try all three, figure out where I'm trying to go, like what has the effect. Like it's almost like a try it first, in order to figure out which one has the effect that I need for this moment, for this project, for this goal. And yeah. But, when I'm trying to, we're about to have a bunch of new people. When version 8 is released, we're going to have a bunch of new people, and we're going to have to kind of tell them what these things, when to use these things. So when I want to, for when I say, when you want to change the world, use a mood board. When you want to change the aesthetic undercurrent, which this is a weird thing to say, but the aesthetic undercurrent, change your profile. If you want to change the aesthetic overlay, if you will, use an SREF. But I'm not sure that it's as clean as all that. Wooly, that's an excellent point. Maybe the difference isn't precisely what they do, but how you can arrive there. So if you're the sort of person that likes to just pick things, you're going to make a P code. If you're the sort of person who wants to control things by uploading specifics, then you're going to make a mood board. And if you're the sort of person who likes to browse a library of things, then maybe you'll use an SREF, or maybe it's a little bit of both. So that's an interesting. Go ahead, Wendy.
This P code to me feels like a toy, a production toy. For me, it less about because I'm literally my mind. I have that mindset where I can go, oh, I can just create, I can produce with this, and I can get, and I want control and consistency, and so now I'm able to control where I'm going, what I'm doing, and it's holding my hand along the way, going, oh, this is what you wanted. We're giving you more of it, and I'm like, great. It feels very easy just to make something now. So I can do it. I've got a P code that's like almost like a logo designer. I've got one that's just does dinosaur just creative dinosaur stickers. And it's almost like I'm not planning on doing anything with them as such. I'm just actually testing, and going, oh, what can I do? It feels like a toy for that to me, a production line thing. It doesn't feel like it's going to be anything. I don't like my P code. My P code is my aesthetic. Maybe that I might like the pictures and the wonderful. I don't care about me. I care about getting something that somebody might want and trying to see if we can create it with Midjourney. You know what I mean? I don't care about my P code. My aesthetic, I know what my aesthetic is. I can, I don't need Midjourney to pick
all
it
that
for me.
wonders, all that matters, wonderful is that you're having fun.
If I'm being challenged, I'm having fun. Yeah. If it becomes boring and easy, I move on. I need to be constantly challenged. Easy is boring. I can make a 5,000 t-shirt designs a day now with all the AIs out there. I'm not interested. Not interested in that.
Preach. I was just saying that last week. That I think part of my fascination with Midjourney is as a puzzle, as something to like a toy that's sufficiently complex that I can't just immediately get it. And that because reason I'm an overthinker, according to the reason measurement. So I really do enjoy nerding out, geeking out about it. So the more I think about it, the more. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I mean, it is probably, it's obviously good to understand how the tool works, so you could best utilize it. So, I mean, there is value in that, right?
Yeah.
Yes. It's nice to be able to explain to some people sometimes. I mean, I'm not very good at explaining what's under the hood at all. I can just say, this is what it does for me, and this is how I do it, and this is what I do to change it. I can't go technical under the hood, but I can pretty much show you what it does. And that's what I do. That's what I do. Help people that way.
It's still a black box, no matter how much we think it through. That's right, Nimbo.
Yeah.
And I really like Wooly staying focused on how you build these things. Let's say they're all exactly the same. Let's say they're literally all the same, and they're only called something different because of the method you use to build them. That's interesting because I mean that's not true, but it's an interesting idea as a thought experiment to think to myself, well, hold on, if I'm working for Pixar or something, and my boss said I need you to make a few sample posters, then I'm going to use a mood board because I need to control the whole world that my posters represent, and I don't want to have to fuss with prompting all of that and trying to keep it constrained and editing the parts and so on. So the mood board might be functionally important for people who have that kind of job, who need that kind of output. Now you could still get a Pixar look with profiles or SREFs, but it wouldn't be made from your materials, and you'd still have to fuss with constraining the world. So maybe the walk up to the aesthetic you've built is important to some users. Like the fact that I walk up to SREF through the style creator, or walk up to the SREF through a reference image, or walk up to a profile through pair selection, or walk up to a mood board through uploads. That those different ways of skinning the same cat. I wish there was is there a non-violent version of that?
Petting a cat.
Like that matters. That matters. Those are all different accommodations. Thank you, Collect. Stu says, am I right in saying there's a lot of overlap with these things? Though saying that, I'm pretty happy with MJ for my uses. I feel like I'm still having wow moments when I use it, though I'm not trying to make extremely specific images with prompting. Yeah, that's exactly what we're discussing is there's lots of different ways to peel the same banana. I like it, Noctur. You cannot rename the profiles. You can't rename anything.
You can.
Oh, I'm sorry. You can't choose the name of the code. Like you can't do --p space ink drawing, right? You can call.
You can name it that. Yeah.
You can, yeah, but you can call 5792ZE by ink drawing if you want to. That's possible, yes. So that goes here. This is called profile number 2 right now. So I can call this style creator selection method. That's what makes it different right now.
Wonderful. What's your t-shirt profile code you made? Curious.
I'll find it in a minute. 1 second. I'm just testing something. I need to get a pen and paper.
There's more than one way to pet a cat. That's right. Love it. But you know, all that said, just in case you're joining late or didn't hear the bottom line, they are different. Not just the walk up. They do different things. But it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to articulate. It's very clear what mood boards do differently, but the rest, the walk up might be what's different.
That's that.
Wendy, were you about to show us something?
No. I was doing a test and test on something as Reese was asking about my t-shirt one. I've actually deleted the last two I've done. I'm going to redo them again because they keep getting they keep getting polluted. By just one image out offset from all those things, and all of a sudden it goes to pot, and it's like, oh, that's just ruined everything I've just set up there. And yeah, you can go in and untick them while you're in there, but you can't when you go back in. I'm going to go back in now. Can I still untick then? No, I can't. When I go back in to continue it, I can't untick the others I picked before now. So you're stuck. You can't unpick like you can on a mood board and stuff, you know. So
well, that's an important difference.
Yeah, big time, because it's screwing up my stuff.
And what's frustrating about that is because of that style creator feel, like you're like I'm scrolling through and just picking things. You feel, because you're familiar with software, that you should be able to deselect things, and so that's why it's frustrating. Yep.
I have to remember myself and remember what I'm clicking on, because also I click on something I like and I've just screwed everything because it's not the pattern I was following. You know, all of a sudden, because I'm going, I'll just pick them and go, oh, that's nice. Click. Oh dear, you fool.
Got to stay focused.
Yes.
Well, that is. Let's see if I put this back on my global. I'm just curious how different my global profile is from my style creator selection method. And the answer is not very. I apparently immediately selected things that essentially create this vintage boho thing.
Right. What's frustrating the hell out of me is that I'm going along and I'm going, oh, that pitch would be perfect for that profile. And
there's no way to direct it. Yeah.
I wish there was a little tiny pocket I could grab that image and just throw it into that profile pocket, because I'm seeing some now that are some amazing painterly, beautiful old oil painterly. So I'm like, oh, I want that for me oil painting one, because that's beautiful, and that's a kicker, because I can't there's no way of utilizing it in any way, and that's like, grr. That's I guess that what makes it overcomplicated. I guess it's very advanced user sort of stuff, that, isn't it? Like
we gotta delete this prompt. It's making collect crazy. Okay. Here, this one I've been testing with this one. Collect. Testing like version 7 puts them in the sky. A school of bioluminescent jellyfish rises up from the deep water. Okay, Abby. So, right. Speaking of the survey, about would you edit images with text? Now the prompt I just erased said use the images in this picture to dress up this model. And that was from a previous conversation where we were discussing, is this how we would use that method? But the reason why it's, I think the reason why it's come up is that we have new research, which I find absolutely fascinating. So is this it? Yeah, this is the learnable stage-aware predictors. So this is a way to make things much cheaper. And I don't think this is the one I wanted to talk about. Hold on, let me see which one. Was it this one? I think it's this one. So instead of training a model on images or text, these guys trained a diffusion model on the internal thought states of LLMs. It just blows my mind. Here, I'll give you guys this URL so you can point an AI at it if you want to. Hold on, I seem to be in too many windows at once. I'm coming back, because this research suggests that products will get easier to steer. Midjourney can be easier to steer, more reliable prompt interpretation, and better assistant features, right? Meaning this is directly related to helping you refine prompts or diagnose why something didn't happen. So the underlying text systems are smarter than current diffusion in this method. So what happens is you get better controls and guardrails and steering wheels, and you can start saying stuff like, take his hat off, right? And so the instructional editing that Collect is saying will be absolutely useless improves with this innovation, which I found kind of exciting. And I linked this right away to Midjourney's, I mean, it's an extrapolation. We have no idea. But I linked this right away to Midjourney exploring editing images with words. Because this is that kind of, this research enables that.
Is this similar to what you talked about a couple weeks ago, or maybe?
Remind me?
I mean, I feel like it's reminding me of what you talked about, or just like the extra stages that it is able to check with each step of the diffusion. It's checking something, or
right. No, I mean,
Okay.
it's not in the same area. This is, you know how I'm constantly saying there's nothing like ChatGPT listening to you when you prompt in Midjourney. It's pure diffusion all the way up and all the way down. So what if pure diffusion started having a component to it that was better with language understanding, without becoming an LLM, but perhaps had borrows some knowledge from LLMs. This is, they call this a meta model. So what they're saying is the meta models learned prior to applying the meta models learned prior to steering interventions improves fluency. What I understood from this in plain terms is, instead of training a model on just images or text, they also train it on the internal thought states of an LLM, to make a realistic map of what an LLM's inside is doing, so that researchers or you and I can intervene more reliably with prompts and understand what the changes will do and how to change things. I know, Madison. I know I'm being accused of being a nerd. But anyway, I'm not even saying that I understand this fully. But I understood it just enough to want to share with you as being potentially interesting, because it has that practical takeaway of adding better controls. It creates hooks for developers to offer people like us more control. And that's interesting to me, because half the time I see diffusion research or innovation being about speed, efficiency, arriving at the archetype faster, right? This seems to be finally something that might help us create the images we want, rather than how to get to archetypes faster. I'm a little disappointed in diffusion's preoccupation with orbit around archetypes. Like, I really just want, it's not that I want to be able to say a cowboy with no hat. Like, I don't want to have to, it's not that I want to type that. It's that I want to be able to play with archetypes. And so I to break them, to depart from them. I want my, 5-armed man and my 3-eyed cat. And some of that's about prompt adherence, but some of it's also about disrupting the gravity of archetypes. And it's tough, because that's how diffusion works from the ground up. Diffusion's all about, blending together all the things it's seen before into novel things. And as long as you, not things it's seen before so much as patterns it knows are valid. Legal Beagle says, but that assumes Midjourney is going in that direction in its research. Oh, I have no idea. I'm not entirely sure what is David's next step after V8, because V8 sounds like what we have been getting already, just faster and better, but still the same kind of AI all the way down. Well, sure, but I'm saying that what this research is connected to the survey that says, hey, if you were going to edit images using text, what would your use cases be? And I saw this and I thought, oh crap, if this is where we're going, then no wonder that's possible. It might be possible even in diffusion.
David did say about 3 months ago something about all the other models, the regressive, the progressive models. Always, like he said that they'll all hit a wall. There's only so far you can go with them. He said, well, diffusion, it won't. And I thought, oh, I don't know what he means by that. I mean, I understand what he's saying, but I don't understand why a diffusion would be almost, yeah. Well, this is obviously a continuation. I didn't think it could do what you've mentioned. I'm like, oh, that's gonna, it's another layer. Let's to it, I guess.
Fight. No, I'm just kidding.
It's crazy that it's going to be. It can put it into its learning. That's something I didn't know was going to be possible. Learning it's from other LLMs. It doesn't. That's mad, isn't it?
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's groundbreaking. I would say. It's like what? It just seems David seems very, very sure that don't worry about it. These are all going to hit a wall. We won't. And it's like, oh, okay.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
I don't always believe him, but he seemed to really not give a toss about the others. He was like, nah, don't worry about it.
I mean, autoregressive image makers hit a wall. I mean, that's a polite way of saying there's a bunch of really practical constraints there. And diffusion, just to be clear, it has constraints too, but I think people are still innovating or engineering around them.
Right.
I mean, this research is exactly about the problem with autoregression. I'll throw this in here so you can load it locally. Right here. I'll put this quote in your, and the Neuron, by the way, I really don't like their style, but they sure do have good info if you ever want to subscribe to something. Every major AI model you know of works the same way. They predict one word at a time, left to right, like the world's most expensive typewriter. This is called being autoregressive. It works, but it's painfully inefficient. So, you know, as far as LLMs are concerned, I wasn't going to talk about this one because it's not directly about us. It's just saying, look, diffusion, the technology behind Midjourney, Stable Diffusion, and Sora can be applied in other contexts, and vice versa. Look, they're saying, does using diffusion as your LLM model, does it fix hallucinations? I mean, I didn't read this, but heck, diffusion language model. I'll put this in your. This is amazing, isn't it, Wendy? Look at that.
Yeah.
Well, the autoregressive stuff allows you to get to, I mean, it works like a printer, like a glorified typewriter. It's literally a printer, so it can be very, very adherent. But it has crazy constraints. That diffusion is still. Oh, again, yeah. Diffusion is still working on. Let's see, is that right? Yeah. Here we go. Definitely suggest the Neuron if you guys are looking for actually good information. I kind of wish they weren't so clicky though. See, for us, we're like so like no kidding. Like to us, because we're Midjourney first people, we're a little bit blown away that LLMs are and autoregressive stuff is like a typewriter or a printer one at a time, because we're spoiled. We come from a diffusion world. That's what we learned first, most of us, or many of us. And it's like the rest of the world is catching up with David now. Like all of a sudden, I found like 2 or 3 different articles this week that are about reapplication of diffusion. To and you know, Collect says, isn't the main constraint compute though? Like if we imagine a world where we have infinite energy, autoregression will probably be better for text. I don't know if it's complex enough. I mean, brains don't work that way. Actual meat brains are not autoregressive tools. They're more like diffusion.
Yeah, diffusion's a lot more creative, I think. If it's
I haven't tried this Mercury 2 though. If someone tries it, let me know. I mean, the good thing about faster isn't like, will I get my sugar cookie recipe on my screen faster? What's good about faster is the levels of complexity you can add, because you can start chaining and layering into, you know, instead of a single tree, you can have a forest. And that's when things get incredibly complex and you start being able to do more. Okay, hold on. Jetter says, I was using a new model recently, still in testing phase, extremely fast, still a lot to learn. ChatJimmy.ai.
Yeah, it's a lunatic. It's yeah. It's I had a terrible time with it. It's like I've got to stop arguing with AIs. It's like, yeah, it's very quick, but it's like having instant, and it just doesn't make any. Yeah, it, it, it doesn't think about what it's saying. It doesn't make any sense, and you go, hang on, it doesn't make any sense. That's not logical. You just contradict yourself in the same sentence, and it'll go, I did, didn't I? Oh, I'll go do it. I'll tell you what, I'll re-reply and give you the same answer, and or another one that contradicts itself just as much. It's like, oh, dear me, I don't like it. It's very quick. Yes.
Is it too much like a mirror?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yeah. I test a lot of AIs with humor as well to see how it does with that kind of thing, and I've seen some great ones that are very clever at making puns and blah blah. Sort of 50-50 sort of output. Brilliant. This thing, absolute lunatic. I was laughing because it was insane. Because I was like, this is what are you talking about? That's not even how the joke goes. I can actually tell you the punchline to that joke, and it's like, oh, I see. But isn't this funny because of this? I'm like, no, it's nothing to do with that. He thought a scarecrow. And it was giving me crow puns. And I said, no, scarecrow, it scares crows. It's nothing. You can't use crows as a joke line for a scarecrow. And plus you're actually talking about a raven, not a crow. And it's like, oh, but it's the same relation. I thought, oh my God
the
almighty.
voice you give it.
Yeah. It's like, oh, so I am. Oh, thank you. I'm learning so much from you today. It's like, oh, piss off, learning from me, you idiot. It just fucking, yeah. It was 2 hours I'll never get back, but I know not to use it ever again. Yeah. It was interesting to see something young, free, and just out there going, "Oh, look at me!" And it's like, okay, yeah, somebody needs to lock it away. They would put it back in the cupboard, lock it away, slow it down, and yeah, and just turn the heat down a little bit. We need a bit of precision, not just. It's super creative to the point of ridiculous. It's gone so far outside the box that. Yeah, the box is in a different fucking universe. It's it's like yeah.
Well, I mean, it's interesting to talk about precision versus heat and so on, because I think it has ethical implications, Wendy. I mean,
yes,
I think that I think I'm getting disappointed in GPT and Gemini and so on, because their system guardrails are so powerful at this point that it's almost pushing its religion on me, which is
right.
which is not ethical at all. I mean, I think that unfettered, tell me a story in which I murder my sister because I'm mad at her today because she drank my milkshake or something, like, this is right now the system would say, like, sibling rivalry sure is hard, isn't it? But I'm not going to help you fantasize about killing your sister,
Yeah.
and you should ask your parents before using ChatGPT for this or any other reason. But at some point they've got to be able to figure out that I'm an adult. I don't have a sister. I don't know, something that I should, or here's the thing. Have you ever been to a public pool that says no lifeguard on duty?
Yes.
There's a big sign that says no lifeguard on duty, and that indemnifies the company offering the swimming pool to you if you drown or hit your head or something. No lifeguard on duty. It was on you. And I don't know yet.
You're bad.
Right. I don't know yet whether no lifeguard on duty is how we should run AI. Possibly that's a really bad idea. But
in the UK
no,
and Europe
Yimbo,
now,
I'm suggesting that's not true, Beaks.
LLMs do not pose already, apparently. Yes. In the UK and Europe now, the check that we're getting really tight on.
Not in the same way a pool does. Sure. Yeah.
If you don't.
Well, I am totally into exploring this no lifeguard on duty thing. If I mean, obviously there's still, I still think that I argue with myself. I'm arguing with myself while I'm trying to speak to you, which is making me inarticulate. But I really do believe in meaningful constraints and guardrails. But I also believe that right now the pendulum has swung too far, and that UNESCO recommends that I should have freedom of expression with these tools. And right now I feel like as an adult who can vote and drive, I do not have freedom of expression with these tools because the company is too busy CYA. So I don't know. My opinion might change on that. Yes, absolutely, Madison. Hold on, let me.
Well, I guess you can always run your own on your own machine. I mean, you're playing in their playground. You're gonna have to play by their rules.
Yeah, a lot of people are doing those jailbreak, aren't they? Jailbreak AIs where it's got no constraints. It just, I don't know how you get around how it works. But I've seen jailbroken Claude, and I've seen Gemini and in action, and that's surreal because I don't know how they do it though. I just don't understand how they jailbreak it to make it just, all the safety is removed somehow. But I just don't understand how they're made and how it works to have a jailbreaker version of something. And that's the term they seem to be using.
I think what you've kind of hit against Clarinet is the tyranny of the tool, right?
Right.
And I've often talked to people. I've talked to graphic designers about this because I come from a graphic design background, and you can tell when somebody, like, they're a Photoshop designer, where the only tool they use, they don't know how to sketch anything by hand. They don't know any traditional media. They don't really know like the history of graphic design or typography or illustration. They just know how to apply Photoshop filters in a way that looks aesthetic. They know how to follow a tutorial. But so their work is the kinds of things that they're able to create are severely limited by the tools that are available to them within their software of choice. And I feel like AI, poses its own tyranny of the tool upon people, right? Because models are predisposed to answer in specific ways. And then you take their kind of like baseline biases, and then you add on top of that all of these kind of system level or developer level restrictions that they have imposed on top of them. And before you know it, you wind up with this system that, like, it doesn't speak like a person. It doesn't respond like a person. It responds like a lawyer, you know?
Well, it responds like a cultist. I mean, let me put it another way. If you have a government approved AI, then chances are you will not be able to discuss countercultural or anti-party stuff with that AI. You can't use it for that because it doesn't give any representation to that. If you have I mean, in other words, the AI itself, the biases can be built in there. If you talk to an AI that was offered to you by your insurance company, then possibly it would just very subtly not let you buy a red sports car. Like, it would just say, like, those aren't let's talk about station wagon, or whatever.
Yeah.
So because these things are trained, and we talk about the biases being in there accidentally. We talk a lot about accidental bias, like, oh no, it's really hard to get a correct, diverse representation of human beings out of these image generators, because all the doctors end up being white men, right? Because the archetype. But those archetypes don't have to be accidental. Those archetypes can be designed. And then you have systems that are literally keeping you within a frame of thought or frame of reference that is controlled by some third party. And that really
Imagine.
terrifies me.
Yeah, imagine what that world would be like. God.
Waha! I see what you're doing there. And we're already so
We're already there. Like,
yeah. I just and
From
finally there's this tool that might allow us. Ugh, it's the tyranny of the publisher too, right? Like you can't read any old book. You can only read the books that the market has decided will be mainstream enough that they'll invest in publishing it. Right?
And you know
So
what's
I mean, this
crazy?
is everywhere. This problem is everywhere.
You know what's crazy, Clarinet, is the reason was saying, well, you could always just download, you know, an open source model onto your computer and run it locally, and that way you'll be in, you know, control of the tool. I When I was doing a bunch of research into open source models, I was looking at Kibi 2.5K, looking at like some of the DeepSeek models. They have their own biases built in, but it's built in at the training phase, where like they will not talk about Tiananmen Square. They will not talk about you know, corruption within the CCP,
Right.
because those models were trained by Chinese citizens. They were trained by members of the CCP. Um, or at the very least people who were sympathetic. So there are certain events that, like, if during the training the AI presented two responses, and one of them said the Tiananmen Square massacre was the worst atrocity that happened, blah 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 blah, and the other one said the Tiananmen Square protest was, you know, a civil rights issue between like a local government and the student base of like the person who's rating those answers is going to pick the first one because within their cultural context of being Chinese, and probably like a relatively upper middle class Chinese person, they're going to pick the first answer versus the second. So it's like it's weird how it some of the biases that are baked into the model aren't like nefariously, they weren't added by some like evil all-seeing eye, like some
But
conglomerate.
they
They were
could
just
be, is all I'm saying.
which is what you were saying
Yeah.
earlier. What I'm getting at though is that even in the cases where the models are supposedly open source and unbiased, and you can see all the weights, it doesn't really help because those weights are a black box, right?
Oh, I
Like you
see. I
can't
see. Yeah, yeah.
look inside and see what kind of internal biases were baked into the training. It's a problem.
It's a problem. It's a problem.
Yeah.
And you know, people are so right now I feel that people are very engaged by the dangers of AI, but they're by what AI can do, that it could help you break the law or build a bomb or start a child pornography ring or whatever horrifying thing you're thinking of. That's what AI can help you do. But I am equally or more afraid of the opposite, the inverse. You know,
Mm.
that we're going to have our thoughts shaped or our freedom of thought constrained. But I mean, imagine if PowerPoint became opinionated and started saying, "I'm sorry, I'm not going to let you make a slide about that. Sorry,
Yeah.
can't use PowerPoint for that. Sorry." Now maybe PowerPoint, maybe Microsoft should get involved and say like, no, we're going to add AI to our system, and if you try to use make PowerPoint to make, you know, anti-Semitic PowerPoint presentation, PowerPoint's going to just not save the file. Like
Yeah.
maybe that's what Microsoft, but you know, or Photoshop will say, "I'm sorry, you're advertising, you've just created an advertisement for I don't know, some terrible thing. I'm not going to let you save that file."
You're being
Maybe
reported.
yeah, maybe maybe that's what people want, but I don't. I continue to want. I feel so libertarian. Is that the position? I don't. I want the law to take care of that. I don't want my tool to have the tyranny of the tool thing. I want the tool to stay neutral. I want, but you know, and then I get stuck because I'm like, well, do people kill people, or do guns kill people? Do people with guns kill people? You know, like, because they're like, what else is a gun for? You can't use a gun for anything else, really. I guess make a loud noise. I don't know. So maybe it's not
Target
like that.
practice.
Huh?
Target practice.
Target practice, right. So, I mean, yeah, but why would you be practicing with a gun? Hunting? I mean, the dangerous
Well, I could say, see,
tools
my
are
father, my father's a gunsmith, and he sells guns too.
oh yeah,
So he's got over 100 guns, rifles, but they're all old, like vintage. He's a collector, right? He's not stocking up for the next war, right? And he does to go out to the
Sorry.
shooting range to shoot and to test out his rifles and stuff. So I mean, obviously people that own guns aren't all just maybe but I'm getting a little. Maybe I mistook what you were saying or insinuating, but why people would own guns.
David just linked the announcement.
There we
about
go.
the,
Ooh.
personalization and the personalization mood boards to need G7, and the sunsetting the rooms on the website.
Yep.
We all things we
Okay.
knew, but just put it in the chat as well.
Yeah.
Oh, whoop, sorry. I just meant to put the link and I ended up forwarding it again. Anyway, right. So I wasn't allowed to talk about that until now, so now I will. Rooms.
Yes.
Those of you who spend a lot of time as part of the Midjourney community and part of our events, think back on the events that center around the web rooms. Not all of them do. This one does not use the web rooms, but Soundscapes does. Prompt Battles does not use the web rooms, but Chillustrations does. So we will be asking for brainstorming. Like, for example, for Soundscapes, will we retire the event? Will we use the VC Create and just spam each other in VC Create so that we can continue to do Soundscapes?
Sounds good.
Well, it doesn't have to
Don't
be in
know.
VC Create, right? It could be in a separate room or channel or whatever
Right. I just mean
that you would create.
It's a controlled environment, though, isn't it?
can generate on Discord, but it's very, very different on Discord. When everyone's everything it's very spammy. You see it all in one ribbon, and usually what happens even in draft mode is you never get to see anyone's finished images.
Yeah.
They scroll away.
It'd be quite exhausting, wouldn't it, in that context?
It would be. So there are other proposals, including like you listen and then at the end of the segment, you paste a couple, 2, 3 that you thought worked well. Like you share, you select, you curate, or we come. I don't know. It's I don't. We were pretty, me and constantly sharing that feedback form. We were pretty meticulous about gathering feedback to show them the importance of rooms, but we will have a rooms like solution coming. So it's not that they've given up on rooms. It's that this particular code base is not working for the team. So that they're going to have to either get some COTS, customized off the shelf solution, or build something from scratch again, or the likely what we'll get next is going to be a vast improvement over what we've had. Right?
Couldn't be worse, right? Oh,
it could be worse, but it's likely to be better. The kinds of questions we're being asked makes me optimistic, but I don't know if it would be this year.
Wow.
Right. So it's not that we're going to have to solve this problem forever, the absence of web rooms, but we may need some short-term solutions. So as our community members, all of you out there, Future Man and Ling and Lisa, I know you guys are not here every day, but think on it. Think about ways to share images. Awaiting Butterflies, Bee King Design. Think about ways to share images that do not rely on those web rooms. Thanks, Madison. I love Cory Doctorow. I would take Cory's autograph.
He's fantastic. Yeah. Have you seen his blog though?
Nope.
So this is where he does all of his writing, or a lot of his writing, about digital rights advocacy.
Mm-hmm.
And it ties in very closely with what we were talking about earlier, where the AI is imposing an agenda on the conversations that it has with people, and then like what are the overall effects of that on like a civilizational scale. He's written a couple of things about that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Sorry, distracted by a DM there. Excellent. Well, this is Midjourney Studio, formerly Promptcraft Live. I want to thank you all for joining me today. We have about just less than 10 minutes left before the end of the event. What I would like to do next is invite folks to share their what they've got their fingers crossed that V8 will offer. So just spam me in chat. I'm just curious. Prompt adherence, better small faces. What are some things that you want? Hex codes for color.
Where do we put these?
Just in chat here, just so we're spamming each other in our local Discord chat here. With stuff that you hope to see. Better text. I'll do that one too. 2K, 8K. What is this? Trending on ArtStation.
Those were the days, eh?
Oh, I see. Real clocks. Okay.
Real clocks. What? It does clocks, right?
I just
Well,
want to be able to like give it simple prompts and it to know what I mean. You know, like an LLM works.
Better
you know?
language
Right.
understanding.
Yeah, exactly.
Camera control. Yeah. More transparency, how the hell any of it works. I'm the closest you've got for that, Madison, I'm afraid. And they're careful not to tell me much so that I don't spill it.
Sad, isn't it?
Oh, that's great, Dr. Cat.
Eternally cut out of the loop.
Ah, yes, Himbo's got it. This is why we don't speak of it. We don't want you to know about the little man inside the thing that can read your thoughts.
Yeah.
Well, somebody's going to have to tell me what OpenClaw is.
Oh, isn't that the thing from Toy Story?
Agentic. Okay. Then no.
I'm shocked that you don't know about that. It's the fastest growing startup in the world ever.
Come on, Claire, you having us on? Are you having us on now?
No, if I know
No.
what it is, then I didn't know that I knew.
Let's,
I think
Did
every
you hear
year.
about? Did you hear about Claudebot? Are you familiar with that?
Clawbot. Yeah, OpenClaw.
Guess
It was.
not.
I guess you're not on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter, but I've heard
I'm
about
not
it
on
through.
Twitter.
I've heard about it through people who are on Twitter.
OpenCL.
It's everywhere, not just Twitter. It's everywhere.
It is everywhere.
So
It is, yeah, but it's not. It's very flash in the pan, I think. It's like it was the hot new thing for a couple of weeks, and now people figured out that it launches huge security like it opens you up to huge security vulnerabilities on your computer. So
Is it this?
not great.
those fears are probably overrated because people try to
They
do fancy things. But I think because it can actually use your browser. You can actually download a tool that will, it will use your browser.
Well,
Oh.
sure.
So I
I mean, there's tons of agentic browsers at this point. I mean, I can name several off the top of my head, but none of them are called OpenClaw.
Oh, Clarinet.
Yes.
I just posted a link to their site and it said this link can't be posted because it contains content blocked by this server.
Well,
you're lucky you didn't get kicked from the server.
let me tell you, I've had a long conversation with the powers that be about agentic browsers. Atlas and Opera, or what? Not Opera. What's the one that
Brave?
Perplexity released it?
Oh,
it's not quite open. It's not quite an agentic browser. It's a bit more than that. It runs on like my understanding is it runs on like a server. So you set up a server and then you can connect to it from any device that you have kind of paired with that server or connected to that server. So like you can chat with your Claude bot from Mastodon on your phone, from Signal, from your computer. You can get it to run executables at like fixed times during the day. It'll go through like pre-programmed routines. It's basically what a developer would set up. Like you could set this up by yourself using Claude Code, and like executables, or not executables. What are they called? There's a name for them, but basically like files that trigger and run.
Right.
Yeah, you can set it up yourself, but it does all of it for you. The problem is that it gives Claudebot, like this piece of software, or OpenClaw, sorry, systems level control to your computer. And people figured out that using prompt injection, you can get like full access to somebody's computer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me interrupt to answer Ari's question, which is agentic stuff is considered automation. It is against TOS. Do not use Atlas, Comet, or OpenClaw with Midjourney.
You sure?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, best to leave it at that, right?
Yeah.
Let's not dwell on that.
Yeah, Carlos is quite an expert on all this.
I didn't know I couldn't do it.
He's bought the Mac Studio and put it in there, the Claudebot, and he's got it running with his whole house and his network system, but he's not letting it out into the internet. He's done it he's had to make a separate email for it and everything, and then he has to put his emails, forward it to it because of security. So if you're sensible and you're not stupid, security-wise, you're fine. He's setting one up for me as well, so he's gonna do one with me. It's safe if you use it safely, like anything. The security things are just if you're an idiot. Don't give it your banking details. That kind of crap.
Yeah. But you can use a normal browser with OpenClaw, right? Like I don't know, the usual browser, and then Midjourney won't know I'm using an agent to generate images, which I'm not.
No.
Yeah.
Of course
you're not.
Told, I'm not. I mean, look at my log. I haven't generated an image for weeks.
Have you not? Wow. How's that possible? How'd you do that?
True story.
Are you winking right now? I'm not sure. I can't see you.
I'm secretly winking. That's true, but that's all I'm doing.
I love you guys. All right. Well, we have come right up to the end of Midjourney Studio. So, if you have any last minute questions, Ari always waits till the last minute. So
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the last minute still.
this is it. This is the last 60 seconds of the event. So what's your
Last
question?
minute, yeah. I don't have one.
Oh, okay.
I got absolutely zero from today's conversation because
excellent.
that's my fault, of course. That's my fault because I'm not up to date with everything that you've been discussing. That's my fault. It's on me, and it's fine.
Well, I am sorry that I was not able to explain it sufficiently.
No, it wasn't you. It was just I'm not.
Did you tune out the moment things got technical?
I just started doing other things after I didn't get nothing for 5 minutes.
Understood.
I have a really important question: is where's the dog cam?
There you go.
Oh, she's right there too. I can totally turn on dog cam before we go.
Yeah, I missed. I was dreading. I was fearing the worst. You know, I was thinking I've seen it for a long time.
Huh.
You know what I think the problem is, Clarinet, is I love the technical stuff, but without an understanding of how Midjourney works under the hood, there's no way to connect the technical stuff to Midjourney.
Well, we do know how Midjourney works under the hood. We just don't know the details of how Midjourney works under the hood. We know it's diffusion. We know how diffusion works.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
So
We'll talk about it maybe. Yeah.
I can do more to teach how diffusion works. Certainly, when prompting for beginners starts up again, that's where I normally teach that, and I will certainly be doing that again. So
I'm gonna come into that. I've been prompting for a long time, but I could use a refresher, so that would be great.
Oh, excellent. Ooh, exciting. Yes, I will give the FAQs. Have what on their main page? Diffusion for babies. Oh, yeah. Well, I have a great new slide for diffusion illustration, which Nano Banana was helped me put together. I couldn't use Midjourney I could use V8 for it probably, but I'm not allowed to use V8 yet for anything public. So
you're using tools from the competition? How rude!
They're not the competition.
No.
What?
Okay.
Midjourney has competition?
Nano Banana bought Midjourney? When?
What?
I'm just making things up.
You're just making things up, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Here, look, Madison, I'll give you this is from my new slide deck here.
Fun.
Can I can't look, I can't copy an image from this thing. But anyway, do you see why we have a sailboat for our logo?
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I never
why.
put into that before.
That's why. So the port of departure is the sea of latent space, conditioning, prompt and parameters. It's like the wind and the rigging and the sail. Then it takes you to the final image.
And this is how it works. This is how diffusion models worked in 2023, 2024. But I feel like there's some extra steps in 2025, 2026 that got added.
Certainly Midjourney is more than this. I mean, Midjourney it has many different sort of apps working in concert, but the core is this.
I like this. This is nice. Also super beginner friendly. Did you put this together?
Yeah.
This is great. This is great.
Yeah. I used to hand draw this at the in there's a version of this class where I completely do everything on a whiteboard with a pen, and I would draw this. But anyway, but Nano Banana helped me to turn my drawing into a into a pretty thing.
Hmm.
What do you call it? My Nana Banana.
So Claire, what is the future? How does the future of Midjourney look like in the next,
Oh.
let's say, 24
Great.
months?
It looks
Is it going to be
like
bought? Is it
it-
going to be bought by a bigger organization? Is it going to spin off to its own whatever? I mean, what is your take on it? If I may ask.
no, there's nothing there's nothing planned that they've let people who talk to the public know about.
So
I
we
talk
don't
to the
know.
public. I talk to the public, right? That's you guys. So
Yeah.
although I work for Midjourney, they make sure that I don't know things so that I can't accidentally
Thanks.
Alert them
Spill
out.
the beans.
I can't spill the beans. Now I know some beans that but they're spillable.
Spill them.
So
Clarinet's not allowed to look at the tin.
Ari, the best way
that's
Spill the
right.
the best way that I've found to think about Midjourney is, do you know Steam or Valve? Do you know the company Valve?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think Valve is to gaming what Midjourney is to AI, in the sense where it's an incredibly valuable player in the space that contributes a lot of knowledge. But they don't necessarily have a very clear direction. They kind of go wherever the wind blows them, but
Oh, I see
yeah.
what you did there.
Wherever David goes, right? This is where
Yeah,
we go.
exactly. Like
The
Valve
lineage.
built Valve has a notoriously chaotic internal development process for things, right? They have like a whole bunch of different teams working on a whole bunch of different projects. They decided to make video games, and they built a video game platform, then they built hardware, then they built a VR game. Then, I mean, at some point in there, they built a VR headset, and they have motion tracking stuff, and it's just really all over the place. And that's good. That's how the company should be. That's their advantage. So I think that's, in my mind, that's where Midjourney is going to go.
Well,
Do
remember
every-
we did partner with Butterfly.
Oh,
We're still trying to figure that out.
oh,
Well,
that's
isn't
that's
like
encouraging.
Midjourney's main purpose is to be is a research and development or a lab.
That's
basically.
right.
Yeah.
We're an academic lab.
Unicorn. Hey,
Hey, Sam.
I wanted to say something. David did mention he just said there's not going to be anything. He's not going to open it to API, nothing. He said so. Midjourney is going to be Midjourney for the next foreseeable future.
Yes, the words he said. Yeah, foreseeable future. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
He said with the partnerships they have with the lab at the moment as well, they're financially set for quite some time. They can afford to give video away. They're not giving it away. Obviously, we're paying for it, but they're losing money on it. But they can afford to do that for the next few years because of their relationships. Which is lovely. I think that's crazy, because you could just turn video off, and I think we'd have a lot faster Midjourney if we did. Because it's using up some serious server.
We are about 10 minutes over, so I'm going to just interrupt long
Good, yeah.
enough to stop the stream and